Today, I have something deeply personal and powerful to share with all of you. One of our very own viewers, Ashley from Nevada, reached out to me with a story that I believe so many of us can relate to. An experience of betrayal, heartbreak, and the long road to healing. Ashley's courage in sharing her story with me is a testament to the strength we all have, even in our most vulnerable moments. Before we dive into Ashley's letter, I want to remind you all that this space is for you. If you have a story or experience you want to share, you can always email me. Together, we can create a supportive community where every voice is heard. Dear Ms.HearMe, I'm not sure if I'm writing this for advice or if I just need to get it off my chest, but I've been watching your channel for months now, and I feel like I've built this strange connection with you. You're always there when I need comfort or clarity. You're the one who has made me feel like I wasn't losing my mind when things didn't make sense. Now, I'm hoping that somehow, writing to you will help me get through the hardest thing I've ever experienced. My name is Ashley, and I live in Nevada, a small town that somehow feels suffocating at the moment. The desert air usually brings me peace. The sunsets over the mountains used to feel like they held endless possibilities. But lately, everything feels wrong. The beauty that I once saw in this place has faded. I never imagined I would be here, feeling so shattered. For the last 4 years, I've been in a relationship with a man I thought was my forever. His name is Jake, and I truly believe he was the one for me. I imagined us growing old together, sitting on our porch swing, watching the sun dip below the horizon. He proposed last year, right at sunset, in our favorite spot out in the desert. I had never felt more certain of anything in my life. But now that future has been torn apart. 2 weeks ago, I found out that Jake had been cheating on me. It's strange how I always thought I'd know if something like this were happening, that there would be some sort of sign, a shift in our relationship that I couldn't ignore. But it wasn't like that at all. If anything, the last few months felt like we were closer than ever. He would hold me in his arms every night, whispering how much he loved me and how excited he was for our future. I didn't have any reason to question him, and I trusted him completely. But trust, I've learned, can be shattered in an instant. It all came crashing down when a friend of mine called me, her voice shaking as she asked me to meet her for coffee. I knew something was wrong the moment I heard her voice, but I never could have prepared for what she had to say. She told me she had seen Jake with another woman at a bar, not just once, but several times over the last few months. She hadn't said anything earlier because she didn't want to hurt me, but she knew she couldn't stay silent any longer. At first, I didn't believe her. I couldn't. Jake would never do something like that. We were engaged, planning our wedding, talking about our future children. I defended him and told her she must have been mistaken. But deep down, a seed of doubt was planted, and I knew I had to confront him. When I got home that night, I asked Jake about it directly. I'll never forget the look on his face, how his eyes widened for a moment before he tried to recover, to play it off like I was being paranoid. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Something wasn't right. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I went through his phone, and there it was, proof of everything. Texts, photos, and even plans to meet up again. The devastation I felt in that moment was unlike anything I've ever experienced. My heart physically hurt. I felt like I couldn't breathe, like the walls were closing in around me. This man, who I had built my entire life around, who I had trusted with every piece of myself, had been betraying me for months. When I confronted him with the evidence, he didn't even deny it. He just stood there, silent as I sobbed in front of him. Eventually, he mumbled something about how he had been feeling lost, how he didn't want to hurt me, but that only made it worse. How could someone claim to love you and hurt you in the most painful way possible at the same time? I left that night. I packed a bag, got in my car, and drove. I didn't have a destination in mind, I just needed to get away. I ended up at the edge of the desert, in the same spot where he had proposed to me, and that's where I broke down completely, crying until I couldn't anymore. The sun set in the same beautiful way it always did, but it felt so meaningless now. Everything I thought I knew about my future, about love, was gone. I've been staying with a friend for the past 2 weeks trying to figure out what to do next. I haven't spoken to Jake since that night. He's tried calling, texting, even coming by the house, but I can't bring myself to face him. How do you move on from something like this? How do you even begin to heal when the person you loved the most is the one who caused you the deepest pain? I keep watching your videos, hoping they'll help me find some sense of peace or at least distract me from the overwhelming sadness. You always talk about self-worth, about knowing your value and never settling for less than you deserve. And I know deep down that Jake doesn't deserve another chance. But it's so hard to let go of the person I thought he was, of the life we had planned together. I don't know who I am without him, and that scares me. I wish I had the strength to just move on, to say that I'm better off without him. But the truth is, I feel lost. I've always been someone who prided myself on being independent, but right now, I don't know how to stand on my own. Everything feels uncertain. I don't know what the next step is or how I'm going to get through this, but I'm trying to take it one day at a time. I just wanted to thank you for being a constant source of comfort and guidance. Even though I feel so broken, your words remind me that I'm not alone, that I'm still worthy of love, even if it takes me a while to believe it again. Thank you for everything. With love, Ashley. Dear Ashley, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. I can't even begin to express how much it means that you trust me enough to pour your heart out like this. I know how devastating it is to feel like your world has been turned upside down, and I want you to know that my heart breaks for you. You've been so brave to confront this, to face the truth, even though I know it hurts deeply. It takes incredible strength to acknowledge pain and still choose to move forward, no matter how lost you feel. Sometimes that first step is the hardest, but the fact that you're willing to reach out shows that you have all the strength you need inside you. It's okay to feel lost, to grieve the life you thought you were going to have. Healing isn't linear, and it's not something that happens overnight. But one thing I've learned is that even in the darkest moments, we are capable of rebuilding ourselves. You are worthy of love, real, loyal, and unwavering love, and one day you will find it again. Remember, you're never alone on this journey. I'm here, and so are all the people who watch and support this community. Healing takes time, but you are already on your way. I believe in you, and I'm here whenever you need me. If you have a story you want to share, or if there's something on your heart that you'd like to be featured on my channel, I'd love to hear from you. Your voice matters, and this is a space where you can be heard. You can email me directly, and we'll work together to bring your story to life when you're ready. I truly appreciate every one of you for being part of this incredible community. If Ashley's story touched you, or if you found value in what we share here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us continue to create a space where every voice can be heard. And of course, please share this video with anyone who might need to hear it. I'm Ms.HearMe, and I can hear you.